Hi, I'm Jeff DeRiso from Beckman Collaborative, and today I'm going to show you how to customize your Zoho Forms by setting rules that dictate what happens when a particular value is entered into a specific field. These rules help you simplify the experience of filling out the form and personalize it to unique customer personas. For example, you could have a potential customer select from a drop-down list a product category, and then show a unique drop-down list with only products in the selected category. Then when they submit the form, you can redirect them to a different page based on which product category they selected. So let's get into Zoho Forms and I'll show you how it works. Okay, here we are in Zoho Forms, and here is a basic lead capture form. It's similar to one we created in a previous Zoho Forms video. It just captures the name, email, company, and the product that the lead is interested in, and also the lead status and lead source, which are hidden fields down here. So when we access the form, we don't see those. So they fill out their information and they select their product. But let's say, for example, you have multiple product categories and you don't necessarily want to show every single product. You want to have them first select a category to reduce the size of this list to just make this process of filling out the form a little easier. So first they want to select the category, and then that will limit the choices to just the products in that category. So you see, this is my product dropdown in my builder here. I have all the choices. I have product A through I here. Now, before you want to show this long list of products, you want to first narrow it down by which product category the lead is interested in. So that way this long list of products won't be quite as long. So what we first want to do is create another dropdown. And for this one, we'll say what type of product you're interested in. And then here we'll put our product category names. Okay, so now first we're going to ask them what type of product are you interested in. And the next thing we have to do is go back to our product dropdown and go to Advanced Group Choices. So we want to create one group called Category A. And let's click Copy Choices, copy them, and then create a new one called Category B. Now we're import, and then replace existing, and paste, and click Done. And we'll do that one more time. And we'll do that one more time for category C. And okay, so now we want to remove all the products that are not in that category. And we keep the ones that are. So now we have our products drop-down list grouped by categories. And we'll click Save. So now what we need to do is when somebody selects the product type in this drop-down here, we want to filter the products to only show the products in that category. So to do that, we create a field rule. So we go to the Rules tab, we click Rules here, and we'll click Configure Now. So we want to say, and we'll call this one Category A. If the type is Category A, and we can show or hide fields, but in this case, we want to show group choices. So we want to show Product Category A. And then we click Add. And we'll duplicate this by clicking this icon between the trash can and the pencil here. And we'll call it Category B. And we'll do the same thing. Show group B. And then we'll do the same thing for category C. Click Save. Okay, so now we've set up those field rules that will filter the product dropdown. So let's access the form to see how that works. And we'll select a product category. And now you see we only have product A, B, and C here that are in the group category A. But if I change this to category C, I see only the products for category C. So this dropdown is acting like a filter for this dropdown. And that could be very helpful for different use cases that are outside of a product list, obviously. So that's how field rules works. It allows you to control the options in this field based on the value selected in this field. So let's go back. So the other types of rules I want to show you today are form rules. Let's click on form rules. And form rules are for what happens after the form gets submitted. Now, of course, we integrated this form with our CRM through the integrations tab, like I showed you in a previous video, and that will add a new lead in our CRM. But form rules will allow us to define which page they get redirected to based on their field selections. So in this case, we want to do 3 different redirects based on which category they selected. So to do that, we'll click Configure Now. And we'll do the same thing for category A. If the type is category A, and instead of a thank you page, we'll do a redirect page. So this redirect page is where you put the page on your website that you want to take them to based on their unique submission. So this one is just for category A. So just for the sake of demonstration, we'll put the Zoho CRM homepage here, and we'll redirect that if category A is selected. We'll click Done and Add, and we'll do the same thing for category B. And we'll do the Forms homepage for category B. And click Save, and we'll do it again for category C. And we'll do the Projects homepage. And click Done. And Save. So now we'll access the form and submit it to see how the form rules work. Click Access Form. We'll put a name. And we'll select a category A, product C, and click Submit. And as you can see, we've been redirected to the Zoho CRM homepage, which was the redirect URL that we set in our form rules. So for example, if we resubmit the form, and we instead do category B, then we get redirected to the Zoho Forms homepage, which is what we set. So that's how form rules works. So for example, you could redirect someone to download a resource on your website, and it could be unique based on what resource they selected from a drop-down menu. So that gives you a lot of options there for customizing the form experience. There is another type of rule called a page rule. So if you have a longer form and you have multiple pages and you want to customize that experience in the same way we did with the fields, then you could do that with page rules. So if, for example, you wanted to take someone to a whole different page of the form with several fields based on their selection of a product category. So you would do that in page rules. The other type of rule is deny submissions. So this one's not used very often, but if for whatever reason you want to deny certain values from being entered in certain fields, you can do that with the deny submissions rule. So the other thing I want to discuss is where to map the product selection in your CRM. So we'll go to the integrations tab to look at that. So you can see I've set up the integration with the basic fields, but I haven't mapped the product field here to the CRM. Because in our CRM, we don't have a field matching those values, I didn't do that. But for example, if you had a product lookup field in your leads module, you could add that field here and do the lookup mapping to the products module in your CRM with the product choice in the product dropdown. And that way, when you're in your products module of your CRM, you'd be able to see a related list of all the leads who are interested in that product. But since we don't have a product lookup field in our leads module in our organization, I can't do that. So instead, what I'll do is I'll map the product selection to the notes field. And because the notes field is a related list, I click the related list tab here and choose notes. And for my note content, I've mapped that product selection. Okay. And you could also map the product category selection to a field in the CRM if you had a corresponding field. So let's test this to show how that product selection comes into our CRM. So we'll click Integrate, and we'll access the form one more time. And we'll submit a lead. And we'll choose category A, product C. And we'll click Submit. So again, because we chose category A, we've now been redirected to the Zoho CRM homepage. So let's go to the Leads module. Now you can see we've got this brand new lead, John Doe, has been submitted. Let's click on him. So this is the lead that we entered with our form here. And let's go to the notes related list, and you can see product C has been input there. So now we know John Doe is interested in product C. And like I said, if we had a product lookup field in the leads module, we could relate it that way. But either way, now we have that value captured in our CRM. So there's just one more thing I want to show you. If for whatever reason you're setting up a rule and you feel like you need more options, for example, what if you want to trigger a rule based on not the input of one field, but 2 or 3? That's when you need to switch to advanced rules. So you'd click this switch to advanced rules button here, and a screen pops up and it asks, are you sure? Because once you switch to the advanced rules, you won't be able to revert back to the simple rules. So make sure you do this once you're comfortable creating rules. But all this allows you to do is have more options. So we'll click yes. So now when I go to edit this rule, I can add another condition from a different field and say and or. So that means either both of them have to be true or either or one of them has to be true in order to trigger the rule. But in this case, we don't need that level of complexity, so we'll just click cancel. So that's how you set up field and form rules in Zoho Forms. Like I said, it basically just streamlines the experience for your potential customers of filling out the form. So when a lead is making their first interaction with your company, that experience is going to be a very easy one. And of course, it allows you to capture that unique information in your CRM and relate it to that lead. So I hope you got something out of this video, and please leave any questions you have in the comments and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And you can always contact Beckman Collaborative if you need further support. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.